the classics. This has a special place in my heart. I remember it like it was yesterday. Once upon a time, back in the desert wastelands of Yeehaw County, I went over to a friend of mine's to hang out to play some games. And up until then, I never really been able to play any mature games that didn't have a free demo at Walmart or GameStop. If you had religious parents growing up too, then you know the drill. But I go in, we're chilling, and my buddy pops in a game and goes off. I'm plugged in, and holy fuck, the bodies, Jesus Christ. It was wholesome, beautiful, a spiritual experience that has stuck with me forever. Also, my first time listening to metal, his mom was cool as fuck and got him Toxicity on record. I was like, oh my god. This was the game that really got me falling in love for co-op horde shooters. It's an underappreciated genre in my opinion, but thanks to the success of games like Helldivers and World War Z, and personally I really enjoyed Alien Fireteam Elite, I think it's kind of underrated in my opinion. They're coming back, which is great because PvE has always been my preferred genre anyways, one of them. The fact that the servers are still running for this game as old as it is, I think there's a chance if there isn't a remaster by that point, then it should be good to go for online play. All the guns are so much fun and satisfying to use, literally all of them, even the sniper rifles, and that's usually my least favorite gun to play with. It's easy to play and understand, and just get to the end of the level, that's it. Occasional fetch quests aside, it's still a good time just to be able to marathon through all the maps again in my old age.
I had a goddamn plan! John.
Beautiful. Gorgeous. God, this has got it all. I'm being a dead horse, but Red Dead 2 is going with me to the afterlife. Burn me with the copy of this game so I can play this in hell. Because maybe then I'll finally have the time set aside to 100% this behemoth of a game. Seriously, it is so massive. This could work like a mama joke. Your mama's so fat she's bigger than Red Dead 2. That's pretty big. The story's good, that's an understatement. The gameplay has so much replay value, it's disgusting. Online, yeah, that's not going to be around for much longer, but screw that because the single player is where it's at and there is so much to do, and see that it probably will take those last couple years of my life to actually be able to collect and see everything that I can. That or I'll just be spending it playing Domino 5s with the boys until I die. This doesn't even have to be a game if you don't want it to, really. It's very likely that whenever I finally manage to 100% this, I'll just boot this up and ride around the countryside, the occasional fishing or hunting, and just kind of exist in the virtual yeehaw world. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is a game for Star Wars fans who really, really like Star Wars to an unhealthy degree, enough to be willing to kill a man at gunpoint if they imply in any shape or form that the sequel movies are the best in the franchise. You like Star Wars, I like Star Wars, I know you said you like Star Wars, otherwise we're gonna have a fucking problem. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is the Star Wars game to end all existence of Star Wars. That's it, the franchise ended here. There'll be no new content to suffice even a fraction of our rabid, toxic fanboy hearts. This is the plateau. We knew it was coming. Let's take our meal in thankfulness and in grace, and praise the Heavenly Father of the Irish Mouse for a bountiful meal. This game is so good, I still haven't even finished it yet, and I don't want to. This is a game where once I do, that trophy is going to pop up right when I'm exhaling my last breath on Earth. It's the only form of content that's made the sequel seem kind of fun to me, because the levels are good consistently throughout all the movies. There's too many collectibles to collect: characters, mini kits, and stud meters, all the side quests. It's all very simple though. It's a LEGO game, you know? But seriously, celebration content like this that goes down memory lane, I'm a sucker and I'll fall deep first into it every time, and I hate it. And I mean, it's LEGO, which means multiplayer, so I'll probably end up trying to rope some other, my elderly neighbors around to play this with. They'd probably love to. That's wholesome. I like that. I like that idea. Number 2. Why the green and blue bricks so high up on the list? They fall, you sort, they clear. What is this? This is a classic, bitch, and this is beyond a game. You play this with headphones on, you're meditating with your ancestors. This is such a vibe check game, dude. I fucking love it. And did you know this even has like a spectator mode where it's only the background effects and the music? No Tetris, like you just watch it, because like that's a nice time. You plop down for the night on a weekend when you're like zoinked out of your mind. It's absolutely breathtaking. There's an arcade mode where you can pretty much play almost every kind of Tetris mode you can imagine, but at the end of the day, it's still just Tetris. It doesn't have to be anything crazier than that. And when I play it, I'm usually looking for a stress-free time where I'm not threatening a panic attack every corner of the game. It's easy on the eyes for the most part, but some of the particle effects can get a little wild, but that's a big appeal to this hallucinogenic trance state it's got going on. We're all connected in this way. And drumroll please. Star Wars Battlefront 2, and it's the perfect time for this. They're finally re-releasing it on the current gen PlayStations, and I am just over the moon. Sure, it's not a remaster, but I'm okay just taking this as it is. I just pray to God it's not a shit transfer like that GTA Classics collection, and it probably will be. It's being bundled with the first game as well, which I've never played, so I'm super excited to give that a shot too. And I was pretty confident about this list until number 1. And when the trailer came out, I was like, oh, duh, how could I forget about the only other game that I have over 300 hours in? The wrist rockets. There's so many wrist rockets. Jason. DICE's Battlefront. Those games were dead on arrival for the most part. 2 actually ended up redeeming itself quite a bit. To me, this is what Pirates Warrior is for One Piece. Super immersive in its tug-of-war battle system. I play it very casually, you know, just kill as many guys in the other team as you can, and don't stop firing until you see their souls leave their bodies. And the screenshot for victory, of course. You get to play as all your favorite characters, none of that stupid random coin shit, or whatever the hell that was in BF1. You do good, you get the good character. That's all. If you guys played this, like, what was your favorite map to play on? I'm a simple boy, so I love just reenacting the battle on Hoth. It feels very much like a World War I aesthetic. You know, you got trenches and this flat snowfield where you're just going to get absolutely ass blasted if you expose yourself. And it's just so straightforward, and there's nothing better to de-stress with after a long day of breathing. To sit down and mow down rebel scum like your life depends on it, and it does. The Empire depends on it.
This game is broken. Look at this shit. Do you see this? What the fuck was the point of the battle? Hold on a minute. Do you see this? I know the audio shit. Do you see this? Oh my god. Holy shit. There are so many Jedi. That's fucking broken. I don't remember that. That's fucked up. What the fuck is that?
Look, it doesn't matter. This is a game that I'm just happy exists. Like Super Mario World for its generation. This game, this is my baby. It's a very easy to understand third-person shooter. The only thing I won't be revisiting as often are like the ship battles. They're, while cool, they're very awesome. But given that just the thought of being on a roller coaster again makes me internally ill, I don't think I'll be up for that in my 80s or whatever. Like, cause that ship combat always did make my head spin. Alrighty boys, that's the list. My first top 10. That was fun. I like the ranking process. It was a lot easier for this than I thought it would be. And what's also really cool for like a list like this, I mean, say what you will about the current state of games, but honestly, there's still bangers coming out at least once or twice a year, and I say that's a win. All you really need is one good game that latches you in its clutches, and it can last you for months or even longer. So I'm honestly excited to see how much this list might change over the next couple years. Maybe I'll, feel differently and change some things on here. If I could keep up with this, maybe it'd be like a fun yearly video to work on, to see if anything's been dethroned or promoted. Anyways, appreciate y'all. It's been a really good year for me so far. I'm just coasting along. One day at a time, boys. Y'all got this. And if you like this video, I hope you check out some of my other uploads. A side note, the last video, like, what the fuck was that? But the last video, that was my first animation that I'd ever done. Wasn't it terrible? But it was cool. I did not take any shortcuts with it. I went the tried and true method of doing one frame at a time, and it was a nightmare. But organizing stuff in animations is super overwhelming, so I just, I wanted to dip my toes in at least a little bit. Once I get better, I want to start adding very small animated bits in the vids. The fuck? It's getting there. Just enough. Just starting. I'm just trying. But alright, I've rambled enough. Socials below, and you guys let me know what your list would be, or even just, the top couple ones that you'll be playing. Even if it's not in the retirement home. That's just, that's just a title for the video. Like, just in general, like, what do you think will be the top game you'll be playing? Like, the one that you will always go back to, even when you're like 80, if you can, Anyways, you guys take care.